Hey, Husker Nation, I'm Jessica Cootie here with the new defensive coordinator for Husker Football, Rob Aurich. Rob, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Lincoln.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. It's been a ride. It's been an absolute ride, but it's been fun. It really has been enjoyable, and that's credit to the guys in the coaches' room. Like, they've been really welcoming, and it's been fun to kind of step into this program here the last week and get to know everybody involved and really just immerse myself in Husker football, and it's been fun.
So want to get to know you and your path a little bit, but before we do that, we heard Coach Roll talking about when you came in to meet with him. It was a little bit of unorthodox. You went to a basketball game, his daughter's basketball games, and just that he really enjoyed that kind of conversation. What was that like from your perspective, just kind of getting to chat in maybe a different setting than what a normal interview would be?
Yeah, every interview is a little bit different, right? But I've never quite had one like this. And so arrived in Lincoln, saw the facility, went to lunch, everything like that. And then really the interview took place on the road. And so we went to his daughter's basketball games, just an elite competitive battle, and had a chance to just talk a lot of ball and kind of pop quiz situations. And so it was fun to talk ball to someone with his level of football intelligence and experience. And for me, I didn't think too much of it, just tried to respond in the moment, and here we are.
What interested you about taking over the defensive coordinator job here at Nebraska?
Oh, man, yeah. Number one, it's the Big Ten Conference. It's the best conference in football. Number two, a chance to work for a guy like Coach Rule. His experience, his success where he's been at, to see it done at an elite level. And then three, I think, is to put pride or meet the expectations of what the black shirt defense should be. And so humbled to be a part of this program and be a part of this community. We're already sprinting. We're getting to work. We're really, really excited to go.
We were joking before the interview about Andrew Marshall ended up being a reference for you, but when I asked him about you, he said you're passionate, enthusiastic, and you get a lot of love from your guys, and just the free spirit that you are out on the sideline. How would you describe yourself as a coach?
I think I'm a really authentic person to our players. I communicate them the same way I'm going to communicate to anyone and give them really honest feedback, love them honestly, be an earnest person. But we're going to enjoy our time around each other. So I'm going to crack a joke here and there. I'm going to keep them on their toes. And I think Andrew said I was wild in one of his press conferences. I don't know if I'm wild, but I like to keep people on their toes. I like to make sure we're ready, and I like to make sure we're enjoying this process.
He talked about that you're really good at identifying the strengths in your players and then putting them in the best spot. How do you go about that, about, figuring out what guys need to be where and what fits them best?
Yeah, no player is good at everything. Those guys are pros. And we probably have a couple of those guys on the roster right now. We're blessed. Each player has a strength. How can we lean into what they do really well and diminish the things they don't do well? And for us, that process has already started. We're watching every single one of these practices, charting what we do well, where we have to improve. But I really believe if I can get 11 players with good skills, we can build a great defense around those people. It doesn't necessarily have to be what we've done in the past, but how does it fit this group?
You have a track record of being able to turn things around quickly. What is it about your system, how you coach, that allows for defenses to make big jumps?
We keep three phrases in the staff room: simple, fast, and violent. How simple can we make it for the guys? How fast can we get them to play? And how much violence can we create on the football field? That's been our mantra since all the way back in Idaho. We kind of believe in that process for getting guys ready to go now. And it's been successful there. We're hoping to see it unfold here.
Why coaching? Where did your coaching journey begin? Why were you led to this profession?
Yeah, I didn't coach right away coming out. I followed my now wife to Chicago and worked a corporate world job for 3 years. It was great. And we lived by Wrigley Field in a nice condo. And then I proposed and then said, by the way, I want to go take a $10 grand a year job at Bemidji State. And she said yes. So
you knew you had the keeper there.
Yeah, no doubt. And so we moved our lives to Bemidji, Minnesota, and soon after that became the DC there, then to South Dakota, then to Idaho, then to San Diego State. And so we've been traveling west away from our family for a long time, and it's nice to come back to the Midwest. We're from the state of Michigan, but we're Midwest people, and so it's good to be home.
So what drew you back into it then? What called you back into coaching?
Well, we all have to go to work every day, right? We all have to go to work every day, and outside of my family, I don't know if there's anything I love more than football. And it's not necessarily always the X and O's or the watching film. I love that part of it, but it's team building. And I think this is a rare place in life where you can get 150, 200 people with all the staff aligned in a singular goal, and everybody's pushing toward the same target.
So where'd your love from football start?
Grew up with a big brother who was a good athlete himself, 10 years older than me, and kind of was just always around teams. And had a chance to go play at Minnesota Duluth, which is a great D2 school in northern Minnesota. Won 2 national titles there, had a great coaching staff. And really, I got to see it done at a championship level there. And kind of where we've gone since then, it's been the opportunity to take principles from Duluth and apply them to the places we're at now.
Who were some of your biggest mentors in coaching?
Great question. Great question. I'm going to feel remiss if I leave anybody out, but John Steger, man. My first DC in college, had such a high standard for his players and the way we perform. Really, really thankful to have him in my life still. And then I would say the 3 head coaches I've worked for are all different in different ways, but they're all offensive people, offensive coordinators, offensive personnel people. And Jason Eck at Idaho, Sean Lewis at San Diego State, and Bob Nielsen, who was at South Dakota. They all did it differently, but they were all great communicators to their players. And those guys have been instrumental in coming along.
That's awesome. So I'm assuming along the way that the 3, simple, fast, violent?
Yeah.
Right? Was that something that kind of along the way, or was there one thing in particular that led you to believe these defenses need to be those 3 things?
Well, you look at the great defenses in the country, they don't beat themselves. And we really believe in that. We're not going to beat ourselves. Fundamentally, we're going to be where we need to be, and we're not going to make the mistakes that generate explosives. Knock on wood that we don't. But we really believe if we don't beat ourselves, our players are good enough to win. And so we want to make sure they're set up for success every play. And it's our job as coaches to make sure all 11 people on the field know exactly what they're doing and can play it at a championship level.
So when you're recruiting, what kind of athletes are you looking for to fit into that?
We want really competitive kids, really competitive kids. That's my favorite thing in players is that you see it on the practice field every day. They come to compete. Obviously, there's a certain amount of genetic traits they have to have, but here in Nebraska, recruiting this area before when I was at South Dakota, you get a really blue-collar kid here. And I think regionally, you can get some tremendous workers who have that competitive drive that, you give them a year or 2 in our program, they look like different people after 2 years. And so love a good, competitive, hardworking kid.
What was your take on this building when you walked in here for the first time?
This place is a palace, man. This place is a palace. The training table is incredible. So as a humble FCS and D2 guy for a lot of my career before jumping, I'm really grateful for some of the resources we have. I see why people choose Nebraska, and the benefits are clear.
You excited about what you've seen so far, about the potential of some of the players that can fit into what you want to do?
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. I think they practice so hard. Watching our practices, there's a physicality in this conference and in this program in particular that you can hear it. You can hear it at practice. It's violent. So it was far beyond my expectation, and I'm excited to work with it.
We started off this interview kind of talking about Coach Rule, and you said you wanted to work for someone like him. What is it about him that you wanted to work for and under a head coach like Coach Rule?
Well, Coach Rule everything he's done, he's kind of done through his own lead. And he's extremely authentic in how he treats his players. He's extremely authentic in his communication. He's done it at the G5, Big 12, Big 10, NFL level. I think that certain principles of coaching cross over those barriers. And for me, I got tremendous respect for his role as a program builder and wanted to be a part of it.
Excited for Husker Nation and the fan base and all the sports here?
I don't know if I've truly had an opportunity to sit down and just take it all in yet. But I know Memorial Stadium's going to be absolutely buzzing on opening kick. And my job's to have us ready to play, and that's kind of been my focus. But, man, I've been absolutely impressed with what this program brings to the table.
Well, thank you for your time. And again, welcome
thank
to
you.
Lincoln. We look forward to seeing what you do with this defense.
My pleasure. Look forward to it.